Hello Capricorn, and welcome to my channel, and thank you for taking the time to watch this video. This is a work and career reading for Capricorn from the 6th of August to the 20th of August 2018. The decks I'm using I've put down in the description box, and if you would like a personal video reading, the details are also in the description box. So please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and leave me a comment. I'd like to hear some feedback from you. So let's begin. I'm starting off with the Angels of Abundance. Oops. I have shuffled this deck, and I'm going to just draw two cards for it to give us a general idea about what's going on or what the angels want to say to us. And the first one is exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. The key to manifesting quickly is to have high energy levels, and the easiest way to increase your energy levels is through physical exercise. Choose a fun and meaningful activity so that you can look forward to exercising and so that it becomes its own reward. And the second one is take a divinely guided chance. So all positive change and successful ventures involve a degree of risk, and you are ready to follow your divine guidance to new territories. As you leave behind that which is comfortable and familiar but no longer appropriate for you, you make room for new and more meaningful opportunities. So a need to take a chance and a need to exercise so that you can bring out your manifestation abilities. So I'm just going to draw some general cards for the energies, and then I shall do the reading after that. So the first card is theft, so there might be a loss of something. It might be in the form of money, resources, or a loss of something that is physically belongs to you, an item of yours. So just watch out for that, that you keep your things under lock and key, and that you're watching how your money is going out. Watch your bank accounts. Just make sure that you're watching out for any kind of theft or any kind of loss. There's also, you might be involved in some sort of job that involves research and development. Something that requires you to also maybe do some research and find out more about your job. And this is all based on saving some money, so you need to actually save some money, and just watch out that there isn't any kind of financial loss going on around you. So in the past you've had some sort of problems with money, where you have had a case, maybe maybe you've lost money over the internet. There's been some sort of fraud going on there. There's also been you've been involved in that's taught you a lot of lessons, so education coming out from that loss. And just keep in mind that there could be more loss as well, so some sort of theft coming in. So watch out for how you're spending your money and how you're keeping records of your money, and make sure that you're keeping an eye on anything, and that you have your eye on your money rather than having somebody else handle it for you. So in the future you will need to do put a lot of effort into planning, strategy and vision. So have a long-term vision, make sure you have a plan and a strategy on how to cope with that. And it looks like there's also some sort of settlement or payoff coming back. Maybe there will be some compensation for any kind of theft that you had, but there is some sort of payoff or settlement coming in. So make sure you are saving some money on the side over there, and maybe you do have some sort of job that involves some sort of some research and development project going on simultaneously. There could be even theft could imply theft of ideas as well. So it's some sort of intellectual theft goes on as well. So make sure that you are saving some money and that you have got some sort of planning going on, and there seems to be some sort of payoff coming up in the future. Let's just gather these. So I'm going to use the Bright Idea deck for the main reading. I have shuffled these cards. I'll just give it one more shuffle and cut them. So the main energies is the world, which is usually completeness. It also shows that you are working within the constraints of your job, so you are working pretty hard. The world card is usually ruled by Saturn, as you can see the sign there, and you seem to have, you're on top of your job, you have the ideas, you've got a lot of traveling going on, a lot of growth going on over there, and you're managing to balance your work and your family life, and you're quite calm about it. So sitting on top of the world and making sure that you can, you're quite on top of everything. You've got good communications going on. Maybe you do a lot of traveling. Maybe your job takes you all over the world, but there's definitely a lot of growth coming in over here, and a lot of good ideas that you're able to implement. So you have reached the top of your game right now. And sometimes the world indicates that, there is an end of that cycle. So you might move on to something totally brand new. So maybe a cycle coming to an end within your job at this particular moment. This is as far as you can go. You can go no further. There's not going to be any more advancement from this position. You are working at your best capacity at this particular time. But it also could mean that that particular cycle that you are doing as far as your work goes is at its end. You are now ready to move on to something new, some new idea, something better, something different. So that could be the end of a cycle coming up for you there. So the main situation is you've got preservation and you've got confrontation. So something's going on in your work life that has caused a lot of conflict. It's just escalated. There was some sort of crisis that happened, and almost like a car crash, as it's shown here. And it's between you and somebody else. You'll have called in somebody to mediate the situation of you're going to try and call in somebody to mediate, but it's something that has really disrupted quite a bit. Quite a lot of anger, quite a lot of angst going on in that situation. And with preservation, you're sticking to your guns. You're being very stubborn about whatever happened, and you are sticking to whatever you think you believe firmly that that person is in the wrong, and you are sticking to whatever you believe. You're holding on to your belief system over here. It seems like there is somebody else that is coming in to try and mediate as well over here. Maybe try to get you to change your mind about whatever your viewpoints are. Maybe this person who is trying to mediate is trying and coerce you into changing your views. But you are adamant that you are right, and whatever was done was right, and you are not about to change your points of view about what happened in this particular situation between you and this person. You are not willing to back down from this scenario, whatever's going on here. This job of yours is also quite a stable job, so you're earning money. You're able to keep money, set aside money. So it's quite a stable job, but you are quite adamant that you are not going to budge from whatever belief, whatever this conflict is. You are right, and you are not prepared to budge. So in the last year, you've reached a point at your work where you are earning quite well. You have enough right now, and not too much extra to put aside, but you've got enough recognition, you've got enough money coming in, and you are self-made in this particular post, and you've been enjoying this job. It's been reasonably stable, and it's been bringing in enough money for you to be able to live quite comfortably. In the last 3 months, there appears to be some sort of loss. Seems to have been alienated. This is usually the Five of Cups, which shows that a bit of disappointment has come in over here. But it seems like you have been pushed out of the nest in the sense that people have isolated or ignored you a little bit, are not paying that much of attention to you, are letting you continue on your own without actually involving you within their group situations. You're almost feeling like you're left out of the family. So there might be some sort of problem that is going on. It might be this is the reason why there might have been this conflict, because you've been isolated away from the usual crowd, where you're having problems with people. They are not understanding you, and nobody wants to listen to your point of view. You might also not be feeling very, very supported in your work. You might be feeling like they're making you do everything, and nobody's actually there to back you up within the situation. And this might have led to this confrontation between you and this other person. And you've got the Assumption cards, so maybe you're coming to conclusions about things, and this has been on your mind. You've been wondering whether or not you've jumped to the wrong conclusion, whether or not, things are really what they seem to be. Maybe you're in the dark about things and you're having to go and investigate as to why things are happening, because nobody's coming forward to give you advice or to tell you exactly what's happening. You don't really understand why it's happening, and nobody's giving you the advice. Nobody seems to want to give you advice or support in it. So you're having to come to your own conclusions as to what is going on. So going into the future, you've got learning and validation. You are up for an assessment of some sort, and it seems like, the assessment will go well. People are impressed with the work that you do. They do feel that you're doing a good job. You are still learning on the job at this particular moment, and you are being assessed all the time for that particular piece of work that you're doing. And here's another evaluation card. You are aware that people are looking at your work and they are seeing it, and they are standing back and they are making critical appraisal of what you're doing. So a time of assessment coming up. And there's two cards there. One is validation and one is evaluation. So you are aware that you are being assessed, but it seems like this evaluation is going to go in your favor, and it seems like people do like what you're doing. The conflict is arising between you and your colleagues around you. Maybe there is a lot of jealousy that is going along here, and people are speaking behind your back, talking about you, and they're not, this person is very isolated, and you can see that with this loss card here, the Five of Cups card, that, you are being almost victimized, I would say, pushed into isolation by people, and they've got one team going on that side. It seems like they've got a team on that side, and you are a person that is being left out of that kind of group activity. Maybe they're not even socializing with you in work or out of work, but they're also at work. There's a lot of things going on around you where they are forming little groups and getting on with things and leaving you alone and isolated with your work, and not including you in any kind of events that they have. It seems there's a lot of jealousy going on over there in your work situation. And I think that's making you really, really angry. Maybe somebody said something that caused this kind of conflict and confrontation that happened maybe between you and the other person. And that's because this kind of conflict has been going on for a little while now. You're hoping that the Wheel of Fortune comes in and changes, and that your luck changes and things get better. So that's in your hope, and you're just waiting for that to happen. You're trying to give fate a little push and by working so hard, but you're hoping that things change and that abundance comes to you. So going into the future, we've got release, union, and energy. So release is you've got new plans, new ideas that you are now, you've finished working on them, and now you're giving them out into the world, releasing it out in the world, and you're releasing on faith and hoping with this new moon coming in over here, it's going to begin something new for you, and more abundance will come in with this release card. And there is some sort of partnership that is coming on. There is somebody who is going to be on your side and give you a lot of support, maybe a partnership coming in, or maybe somebody in your workplace that is going to be very supportive, and somebody who is going to help you reach the top. So there is some sort of partnership, union coming in for you, and that's going to be very productive. There's a sun rising over there, so it's going to bring a new beginning for you, something new as far as relationships, even within your workplace. And you've got the energy of the sun over here, so this is the right time. This is the time that things happen, and you can see there's a lot of abundance. You just need to focus, and I think you also need to pray and meditate as well to bring in this energy to you. But it's definitely going to bring like flowers in the desert, and it's going to allow you to build whatever you have despite of what everybody else is saying or doing around you. So there's a wall dividing the desert from this bountiful thing. So you are, whatever you're going to bring into the abundance that you're going to bring in is going to be solely based on you and based on your hard work, and nobody else is going to be able to take that away from you. So a lot of growth and prosperity coming in for you with the sun card, the energy coming in to you for you to even do that, and this is going to produce a lot of abundance. So watch out for this union with this person, this friendship, or this business colleague that comes in to help you, and they are definitely going to help you, and they're going to smooth out the situation, and it's going to bring in the sunrise, the beginning of something good. With the sunrise here and then the sun card coming up over here, it's whatever this friendship or partnership is, it's going to be something that's going to be really productive, and it's going to allow you to become somebody that is recognized, and you're going to get a lot of awards, recognition, and because of this new partnership or association that you have with this person. So whatever project you have that you are releasing out to the world brings in a partnership that in turn leads to a lot of abundance and prosperity coming in for you, which is really good. So try not to get too depressed about all these people pushing you out into the cold and making you feel miserable. You just continue doing your work and concentrate on this assessment. You will be very successful as far as this assessment goes, because it seems like they are very positive. This man's giving this woman the thumbs up. So whatever you've done is being recognized as being really good. And I think all these other conflicts that are going on are just minor details that are just distractions rather than actually something that you should be paying that much of attention to. So I'm just going to draw 3 cards from the angels of the Angel Tarot, and that's just for answers. Okay, so the 7 of Fire says defend your beliefs and decisions, stand your ground, and choose your battles wisely, which you are doing at this particular moment with this four of Pentacles. You are standing your ground, and the 7 of Fire says you need to defend your beliefs and your decisions and stand your grounds. But also it says choose your battles wisely. So all these people giving you grief, I think, you just pick who you want to really, if you really do want to have it out with them. Otherwise, just keep to your beliefs and keep to yourself, and you just keep working with something really good is coming in. A good partnership is coming in, that all of this conflict will just fade. So the next card is the High Priestess by Archangel Haniel, which says, listen to your intuition, have patience, consider carefully what you want before acting. So the High Priestess card, lots of hidden information usually with the High Priestess card, secrets that are being kept, but you need to use your intuition. And usually if you ask people the right questions, you will get the right answers, because the High Priestess usually never spills the beans, never gives you the secrets unless you ask her the question. So you need to use your intuition and ask the right people the right questions, and you will get the guidance that you need. The last card is Ego, which says a false sense of entrapment, being overly focused on material things, negative-based fears. So you need to have a more positive attitude about things. See the bigger picture. Don't focus on the immediate short-term benefits, but focus on the bigger picture. And you will be able to, you might be feeling as though the Ego card is usually the Devil card. So it usually says that, you might be feeling very tied up, very out, you're kept in the dark, things are not being made clear to you, and you're being trapped by this whatever job situation that you have. There's a bit of oppression going on over there. So you have to break those ties by changing your viewpoints of things. So it's a false sense of entrapment, and don't focus on the little things. Don't focus on the little arguments, but see the bigger picture. See that if you focus on your work and you carry on doing it very, very well, and you get good assessments for it, then you will be able to, whatever projects you put out into the world is going to come back, and it's going to bring abundance to you with this release card, and that will in turn bring in the partnership that you need, or bring in the person who will aid you, and that will in turn bring in the abundance. And then you have to see the bigger picture rather than focusing on these little conflicts, these minor conflicts that will just make you look if you end up retaliating, you could end up looking foolish. So try not to retaliate. Pick your battles, stand your ground for what you believe in, but don't allow them to pull you into an argument or situation that you are bigger and better for. You can actually get through it you can get through the top without actually going through all these minor petty details. So just ignore those people that are giving you grief, and try to focus on the bigger picture. And the bigger picture is that you are going to be getting into a state of abundance with all this energy coming in, and everything is going to be positive. Everything is going to go your way. So a good thing coming in with the Sun card, and the angels telling you to stand your ground, but pick your battles wisely, and that you will achieve what you want to achieve, and definitely progress coming in, great progress coming in. Any assessments coming in will be in your favor, so bear that in mind. And I hope that this reading has resonated with you. Take care now. Goodbye.